Hello horror fans and welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos, your pint-sized compendium for all things demonology and darkness incarnate. A handy guide to the 7 circles of hell and the devious demons that lurk beneath. What's going on guys? As always, I'll be your spirit guide Jack Finch as we take one big deep breath, chalk up the pentagram once more, fire up the candles and patiently wait for this whole thing to blow over as we take a look at the top 5 scary demons you should never summon, part 3. Whether it's the Ars Goetia or the Lesser Key of Solomon, we've managed to trawl through the many grimoires and evocations from ancient literature that outline the study of the alleged demonic entities that pockmark our humble little planet. Now it goes without saying, but we've warned you in both part 1 and part 2 of this series, please don't try this at home. Also, we've got a little treat for you today. You may have noticed a new face on this channel popping up here and there, and it's my pleasure to formally introduce you to my fellow Brit and horror host, Lucy McPhee.
Hi. I've seen in the comments that you guys find me a little bit creepy. I think I'm creepier than Jack. I've appeared in his beard a few times. I don't know if you've seen that.
What?
In my first video I was in your beard.
Oh my god, I don't know what that means, but I'm terrified.
You should look back.
Wow.
I was there.
Okay, good, it's speaking already.
But yeah, here I am.
Lucy is going to be alongside us here on the channel, bringing you all the scary stuff. What you done? You've done Haunting a Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House. An upcoming one, Scariest Films on Netflix.
Woo.
That's going to be a good one. Most controversial horror films as well coming up soon.
She is controversial, so.
I am. I'm very controversial.
There we have it. You heard it here. And I'm sure you'll all join me in giving Lucy a warm welcome to the scariest channel on YouTube. So without further delay, let's get started, shall we?
Let's do it.
Kicking off at number 5, Kumaris. And boy is this name synonymous with the demonic art of war, also known as Kumaris or Kimis as the 66th demon laid out in the Ars Goetia, one of many 17th century texts that continues to be our source for all things demonology. It's interesting because according to Wade Baskin's Dictionary of Satanism, a controversial philosophy handbook written in 1972, Kumaris is a theoretical allusion to the Cimmerians, a warlike people mentioned throughout the classical period as living and dwelling in complete darkness. Kumaris is depicted as a godly warrior riding atop a black horse and possesses the ability of locating lost and hidden treasures. His primary demonic function is to mold men into warriors of his own likeness, bolstering his ranks into doing his bidding. In hell, Kumaris holds the rank of Marquis and is served by 20 legions. In Aleister Crowley's 777, Kumaris is attributed to the differing Hebrew spelling and is alluded to represent the Four of Discs, a manifestation of black light, which is also a form of the Egyptian god Horus and the alleged dawning of a new dark age.
Next up at number 4, Lamashtu. This is a pretty nasty one and you'll soon see why. In ancient Mesopotamian mythology, Lamashtu is a terrifying female demon that preyed on children and women in childbirth. In Akkadian, she is Lamashtu. In Sumerian, she is Dime. In few cases, she was worshipped as a malevolent goddess of demi-goddess and feared by the common people. She kidnapped children while they were breastfeeding and would gnaw on their bones and suck their blood. Despite that though, she was the daughter of the sky god Anu, the supreme deity of ancient Mesopotamian religion. Lamashtu was often depicted as a mythological hybrid with a hairy body, the head of a lioness, donkey's teeth and ears, long sharp fingernails and the razor talons of a bird. She is also commonly compared to the demon Lilith, Adam's first wife in Hebrew texts and Jewish folklore, who refused to become subservient to him in the Garden of Eden. Yes, queen!
Coming in now at number 3, Astaroth. We're cranking up the heat now. Astaroth, also known as Astaroth, is the great Duke of Hell in the first Goetic hierarchy, alongside both Beelzebub and Lucifer, and makes up the third part of the evil trinity. This guy is ancient when it comes to the pedigree of demonology ranking, whose name is ultimately derived from the Phoenician goddess Astarte, a deity dating back to the 2nd millennium BCE. Astaroth first cropped up in the Book of Abram Melin, a Hebrew text written in 1458 and the cornerstone of most occult grimoires throughout the following centuries. In it, he is an archdemon, a great and powerful duke that commands untold legions of demons. He comes forth in the shape of a foul angel, sitting upon an infernal dragon and carrying on his right hand a viper. Astaroth seduces humanity by means of laziness and self-doubt, and also gave mortal beings power over serpents.
Swinging in at number 2, Mephistopheles. That's a mouthful. Also known as the much more convenient Mephisto, this guy is perhaps the most renowned demon in Germanic folklore. Originally appearing in the historical Faustian legend, in the legend the scholar, the historical Johann Georg Faust, wages his soul in a pact with the devil. In essence, Mephisto is the demon that does the dirty work for Lucifer, who doesn't walk the earth with the intention to tempt or corrupt mankind, instead seeks out those that have already damned themselves to darkness. Mephistopheles often appears as a friar dressed in grey, and commonly roams the woods and forest places waiting to stumble upon curious individuals. He does not advocate wrath of straight up violence, instead relying on the intellectual game of tricking the human mind into submission, seeing mankind as more of a plaything than any direct threat.
And finally, at our number 1 spot, Peyman, a demon that is both incredibly famous and incredibly mysterious, that is hard to tell which side of the coin you'll get. Peyman is named in the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Daemonium, the Dictionnaire Infernal, the Liber Officium Spiritum, the Book of Abramelin, and the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, also in the new film Hereditary. But despite that, his origins still remain shrouded. Peyman is the 9th spirit in the Goetic roster, ranked as a king throughout Hell, and in historical text referenced to as the King of the West. He is referred to as primarily in necromancy, being listed as the commander of 200 legions of spirits and possessing the power to raise the dead from sand. He's also commonly found to corrupt priests and bishops, using them as pawns in his long, sprawling game of demonic chess. Peyman is described as a man riding a camel, often tailed by jesters and musicians playing haunting trumpets. Sometimes he is faceless, other times he has the face of a woman or a small child. He speaks in a hoarse, weak voice, conversing only in his native language of Hell unless commanded to speak the summoner's own language. My advice, just avoid conversation altogether. Well, unfortunately folks, that's all we've got time for in today's video. Cheers for sticking around all the way to the end. It's been a pleasure having Lucy McPhee here with me. Make sure you click that subscribe bell so you can see all of her latest videos.
And Jack's.
Oh, and mine too.
Sorry to hit you a little bit there.
It's alright, we're British. As well as top 5 scary videos, most terrifying uploads. As always, I've been your host Jack Finch. She's been
Lucy McPhee.
And until next time, you take it easy.